Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm back for another Slim Sports interview. And as always, I am your host, Jay Slim. And joining me today is a 6'7" forward that is going to be living his dream playing at a Division One level next season, just signed with Eastern Kentucky after a crazy season at Florida Southwestern. As athletic as they get, I'm going to start calling him Superman from now on because this dude can just fly out of the building. Yvens Paul, what's going on, man?
Is stolen by Gregory. Lob, backdoor, Paul stuffs it.
Oh, what's going on, Jay? Happy to be here. Thank you for having me up on your podcast and everything.
Absolutely, man. Happy to have you on here. I got to see you grow your game last season when you redshirted for FSW, my last year in Florida. And then this past year, I was definitely tuned into the live streams, saw a whole lot of dunks, whole lot of blocks. I know you were telling me about that last year, how you were going to be getting a lot of those this past season. So definitely proud of you, man. And now you're making that jump to Eastern Kentucky. I do want to ask you real quick, your playing style is very unique. Coach Murph at FSW played you at that five spot pretty much throughout the entire season. You stand at 6'7". So playing that five spot, you're kind of an undersized big man, but with your athleticism, I mean, you could just jump out of the building, like I said. So how would you really describe your playing style to where you're able to still dominate the way that you were able to as an undersized five man?
I feel like with the way I'm able to move with my athleticism, my quickness, I can, for the lack of height, I can make up with my athleticism. I could jump and play with the biggest of them, and with my speed, most bigs are pretty slow, so I move faster than them. So I feel like that's what the part of my game that helped me to bypass the disadvantages.
hmm Yeah, and you were able to dunk on a lot of 7 footers this past season. I saw the lobs getting thrown up there for you, and sure enough, you just came out of nowhere and slammed on their heads. And a lot of these guys that have that size, those 6'10", 7 footers, they thought that they were going to be able to score on you with you being undersized. No, you went up there and you pinned it against the glass. You had
Oh yeah.
few highlights, quite a few highlights that FSW posted about you, that's for sure. And you got to kind of see what the college aspect was like last season when you redshirted. You weren't able to see the floor during games, but you're able to practice alongside a lot of great talented players, and then obviously led into
Yeah.
your success this past season. Talk to me real quick about that redshirt year. What did that really teach you about college basketball to where you were able to improve and make an impact so quickly this past season?
I feel like with having redshirted last year and practicing with all those players and everything, it helped me to see the physicality and the skill differences from high school to college. Even though JUCO isn't really the highest college level, I was playing with some of the greatest talents there could be. So I was able to see what the strength differences, the skill differences, and able to adjust. And with playing people bigger than me, I was able to. It helped me to get ready for to have played this year and playing people that were bigger than me and stronger than me. So I feel like that's what my redshirt year did for me and how it helped me.
Yeah, and you talked about how that prepared you for this year, obviously, and you made an impact, 8 points per game, 6.2 rebounds, shot nearly 70% from the field, and then 2 blocks per game. You had 55 blocks on this season, quite a few double doubles. You had against Northwest Florida State, they were the number one team in the country at the time. You did not back down whatsoever. 17 points and 6 blocks in that game, 6 blocks against Indian River late into the season, helping your team to a 22-9 overall record. How would you really describe the way that you stepped up this past season to meet FSW standards that they had set for you to where you were able to produce on the court as well as you were able to?
I feel like with the bigs we had this year, we had talented bigs, and I knew that I needed to somehow make myself stand out so that I'd be able to get to play and be able to impact our season and everything. So it all started in practice. Really, I played hard. I did extra work. I did what I could, and with with that, I let me see. Just really the extra work, trying to stand out in practice. And with me as a player, I'm always hard working. I work hard. So I feel like that's what pushed me and helped me to get to that point to be able to impact the team. And I knew with my skill and everything and the other bigs, sometimes their games weren't up to par to what Coach Murph would need. And so I played a lot of minutes and it helped me to build my confidence in those times as well. So I feel like that's what helped me.
Yeah, you're very strong, athletic big man that could run up and down the floor. You, like you mentioned before, you were faster than a lot of these other bigs that you were going against, and that led to a lot of lobs, led to a lot of opportunities for you. And we talked about that athleticism, how you're able to just jump out of the building, get these, high caliber dunks. That honestly, I thought some of them should have been posted on ESPN Top 10. I gotta talk to Roy about sending those videos out for you from now on. And then those blocks, I mean,
Sure.
I've seen you block so many shots throughout your career. It's insane. Uh, how would you say you're able to really time yourself when it comes to those blocks? There's a certain, obviously the 7-footers like Rudy Gobert in the NBA, super long and athletic. You're expecting him to get those blocks. The Victor Wembanyama kid, 7'4", you're expecting that. But when guys are undersized like yourself, 6'7", with your athleticism, obviously that helps, but you still have to be able to time yourself right to be able to block these shots at the caliber that you're able to do. How would you really describe your ability to block shots and how you're able to time yourself right and just find the perfect opportunities to send that stuff packing?
Well, my jumping ability, I'm real quick and springy off the ground. And so really, yes, timing does play a big part, but there are times where I can still jump after somebody else and still be able to get up there and block the shot. So I really feel like timing for me wasn't too much of an issue just because of that the fact that I'm able to get off the ground real quick and I'm real twitchy and I'm able to read distance and all that pretty well within a split decision. So I feel like that's what enabled me to make some blocks that some people probably wouldn't think I should be able to make in the first place.
Yeah, I remember your senior year of high school, you averaged, I believe it was like 5 blocks per game your senior year of high school. And then obviously this past year,
Yeah,
you averaged 2 blocks per game in what's pretty much the best region in JUCO. Region 8, Florida schools, you guys, Northwest Florida, Eastern Florida, Daytona State, all nationally ranked throughout the season, Indian River as well. Uh, and you played alongside a whole lot of talent. I believe 13
oh yeah,
years that you've played alongside between last year and this year have already made or are going to make the move to the Division I level, including yourself. And you last
yes
year
sir.
at the Red Shirt, you learned from some talented bigs, Tyson Brown, who's now going to Georgia Southern, Wesley Oba and Alan Udamadu, who are both making the move to Missouri State. Some very talented big men for the Buccaneers. Talk to me real quick about the level of talent that FSW is able to get every single year and how they're able to help get them to that Division I level, not just to be a part of the team, but be able to produce as starters and key players for those Division I programs.
Well, with I feel with FSW's reputation having always been ranked nationally as a JUCO, it tends to draw the attention of a lot of people who want to go D1, who want to go to a school, whether it's to develop or whatever it is that might have caused them to not have been able to go straight D1. It's a school where people will go and know, yeah, once I'm finished here, I'm going D1. And so I feel like that is what that's one thing that helped to draw the talent to the school. And then as well, the coaching staff, it's a great coaching staff. They know how to work with their players. They know how to work with the players' play style and how to use it. And the coaching is great. The training is great. And I feel like that's another thing in the facilities. For a JUCO, they have great facilities. And so with all that, it draws the attention of a lot of people. And so that's what brings the talent to the school.
Yeah, and you just mentioned the coaching staff. I've talked about how you got so many of your teammates and yourself going to the Division I level. Your head coach, you and him might end up playing against each other next season. He's making the move to Division I. He's going to be at Western Kentucky. You're at Eastern Kentucky. So you guys are still in the same state, opposite sides. So hopefully I get to see a little Eric Murphy versus Yvens Paul action going on next season. That'd be pretty cool. But talk to me real quick about what that's like for you as a player to be able to see your head coach from the JUCO ranks be able to now live his dream of coaching back in the Division I level next season.
I mean, I'm super happy for him. He worked hard to put a great season together for us, and it's well deserved for him. It's long overdue, to be honest. And well, I'm just hoping I'm giving him the best, hoping him and his team next year have a great season, and well, hoping one day he could get a head coach job because that's really the goal for him.
Oh, I'm sure that's right around the corner. He's a phenomenal coach. I got to learn from him the past couple of years as well. And, there's no doubt in my mind he's going to have a lot of success. And I'm sure he's going to still be tuning into your games, even if you guys don't play against each other, with you going to Eastern Kentucky now making this move to the Division I level, to the A-Sun. Eastern Kentucky was one of the best teams in their conference this past season. And they had a big man that had a very similar playing style to you in Isaiah Cozart, where he was 6'7", but was a phenomenal shot blocker, super athletic, and he ended up being ASUN Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. Now, I'm not going to make any predictions now, but maybe here soon I'm going to be saying Yvens Paul should be Player of the Year in the ASUN. That's just my prediction right there. But talk to me real quick about how you feel like you're kind of going to be able to go in and play a similar style to how Kozar was, so you could blend into Eastern Kentucky's system early on into next season.
Well, to be completely honest with you, that is actually one thing that drew me towards the school even more, because the coaching staff was telling me about him as well when they were recruiting me, and seen some clips of his game and everything, and well, you really were. It was almost like I was looking at myself, and I could see myself fitting in their system and fitting in their style of play, and so again, it's one thing, and he played a big role for the team last year as well. So it's just one thing that really drew me to the school. And, coaches are telling me I could be just like him, have all those awards myself. And so that's what I'm hoping to do next year.
Absolutely, man. I'm sure that's going to be awesome. And I know you just said that that was one of the reasons that drew you to Eastern Kentucky. Obviously, being, as athletic as you are, having the season that you did last year, I'm sure a bunch of other Division I schools were looking at you. I heard Iona came to a couple games to check you out. Austin P was looking at you. Talk to me real quick about Eastern Kentucky and what other aspects of their program really drew you to want to go join their program.
Well, the fact that they're also a winning program, because everyone wants to go to a school where they can win, and well, end goal is to make it to the tournament or even to win the tournament. And well, they had a great season having won out in their conference. And then also they were just one game away from making it into the March Madness tournament. And so having that, seeing that and everything, it really drew me towards the school even more as well.
Yeah, they have a great program over there in the A-Sun. They'll actually be playing against FGCU, so you will get a chance to come back home and see your family a little bit and play in front of them, hopefully, going against FGCU. And I know you're still looking to grow your game. Obviously, we've talked about your athleticism and how you can jump out of the building. You have that elite defensive ability with your shot blocking skills. But how else are you looking to grow your game to where you can step into Eastern Kentucky and be able to be more than they're expecting of you?
Well, one part of my game that I've always really wanted to work on and still am trying to is my shot. And I feel like growing a shot, it will not only it'll allow me to play inside and out. And so it'll give me the chance to dominate inside. And once people start to see, okay, maybe we got to keep him outside at the three. That won't work either because now I'm knocking down my shots as well. So that's one, probably the biggest aspect of my game that I really want to work on and improve and grow.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind, man. With you working as hard as you do, you're going to have a huge role for Eastern Kentucky next season. Hopefully, lead them to an ASUN championship and an appearance in March Madness. Beyond happy for you, man. I've gotten to see your journey so far. You know, I'm still tuned in. I'm going to be supporting y'all all the way throughout, not just your college journey, but when you end up making it to the pro level as well. So happy to have you on here for an interview, man. Long overdue. Thank you so much for doing this with me.
Hey, thank you, Jay. Thank you for having me. I'm excited, happy, and thankful as well.